Hello and welcome to the 2020 school year. My name is Ms. Perla and I teach Algebra 1 Honors. Quick introduction about me. In terms of education, I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics and psychology from Rutgers University, graduated in 2009. I've taught at Colonia High School. I've taught geometry, Algebra 1, and Math 2. In Islam Middle School specifically, I've taught 6th grade, I've taught 7th grade, and I've taught 8th grade. I've been teaching Algebra 1 Honors for the past 7 years. This is my 9th year teaching. And also during the summer, I do some SAT tutoring, the mathematics section. In terms of technology, I have flipped my classroom for every year that I've taught algebra. So for those of you who don't know what a flipped classroom is, students go home and for homework, they view the lesson and we go over it the next day in class. So instead of me teaching during class hours, they go home and they get the information from a video. So that leads to a more student-centered classroom as opposed to a teacher-centered classroom. So instead of just me talking the entire time during our live sessions, they are interacting with me, with each other, with whatever modality that we're using for that day. I also use Google Classroom to disseminate all of my information for PDFs, for videos, and all that. For reminders, as a courtesy, I do post out the homework that is due every day on Remind so that students remember what the homework was, or if there is a problem with one of the worksheets or a link or something, I just shoot out a Remind as an easier way for me to communicate with my students. I use Alex, and that is a very big focus in terms of grading. And I'll show you a little bit about Alex in a second. And we also use the TI-84 graphing calculator in this class. So in terms of this graphing calculator, it's highly recommended that students have this for this school year. They're going to need it for high school. They're going to need it for college. And I show them how to use the graphing calculator, especially when it comes to like standardized tests like the SAT and the ACT. In terms of the grading policy, classwork and homework is going to be a weekly grade. So for the most part, there are going to be video lessons for students to take notes on. It's highly recommended that students have paper notes as opposed to electronic notes, but it's whatever they prefer. And there are going to be times where I'm going to have a PDF for worksheets for students to fill out. Those are going to be self-graded. And because they're self-graded, I give out the answer key to those. So therefore, I will not be accepting late homework for those specifically. In terms of Alex, I'm going to show you what Alex looks like right now. So there are going to be assignments posted for every section. So looking over here, this is just a sample student page. The Alex is going to have an objective pie, and this is for the entire course, right? So this is how many topics a student has already mastered for this course. What's filled in is their sections that they're already mastered in. We can see up here how many are mastered and how many are remaining. This number should be very low in the very beginning because they're just starting algebra. After every section is taught, or after they watch a video for a certain section, an assignment is going to open up for that specific section only. It's usually about 10 questions, and it's due in about 2 or 3 days after the lesson is taught or went over. Also, in Alex, there are modules to complete. So you can see here, there's a fake pre-algebra module for students to complete. Those are always going to be due the day before the test. So the day before the test, they complete everything within that module or chapters, and students have all that time that we are going over the module to complete that section of their Alex pie. So like I said, a lot of the grade is going to be on Alex. For ALEX assignments specifically, there is a small grace period for students to submit their ALEX assignment late. They would get 10 points deducted. It is late, but after that grace period, those ALEX assignments are not going to reopen. And like I said, the objective PI is due after every module. Quizzes, as of right now, will most likely be on ALEX. There may be some times when I have students complete a PDF for a quiz, but tests specifically, it might be partially on ALEX or whatever software I decide to use that for that day, and also partially on PDF or a student-made recording. So with the student-made recordings, it's mostly to assess their understanding of how to solve a problem, specifically word problems. I want to make sure that they understand why they're doing what they're doing. Why are you creating this equation? Why are you combining these numbers, etc. So it's more to make sure that they have the understanding. Projects will be given for every marking period, and that will be counted as a test grade as well. And in terms of just miscellaneous, students have 2 days to make up any work if they are absent, and everything is posted in my Google Classroom. It is also available for you to see in my website. I also have office hours if extra help is needed for any student. So in terms of my website, you're in my website now if you're viewing this video, but you can also see in terms of class calendar, what is due and when it is due. So over here, we can see that there is an assignment that I posted, a fake assignment, and we could see what it is by clicking on it, so that you are aware, so that students are aware when the assignment is due. All right, and in terms of my schedule, you can see that under class info, these are all the block schedules for when the live lessons are occurring and when my office hours are for each specific block. Students are able to contact me via Remind if they do need me for office hours. I do suggest that they use Remind if they need me, but otherwise, the email is fine. You can see that my email address is at the very bottom of every page if you need that. If you want to talk to me instead of emailing me, you can call my Google Voice number. I won't answer the first time, but I will give you a call back with this number if needed. Okay. I believe that's it. Have a successful school year. Bye.